KMS Blue Team, Mrs. Hines here. Happy Friday. So hopefully today we're going to be coding some more in Scratch, your turkey project. So hopefully you were able to open up this starter sprite kit. And we're going to be posting it on your Google site. So if you remember, in a tab for your Google Drive, you should have started a Google site. So I'll show you how to add that today. So the first thing you're going to want to do is finish your Scratch. So please go to scratch.mit.edu and sign in on the top right. When you click on your name, you have the option of going under My Stuff or My Classes. On your classes, there'll be stuff that I share out with you, but you're going to want to click on My Stuff. When you click on My Stuff, you'll see any of the projects that we were working on yesterday. So I'm going to open up the one that I was working on by just clicking on it, or you can click See Inside. Okay, so make sure that you click this blue See Inside button to start coding again. So if you looked at the cheat sheet, I gave you hopefully the rubric or like the starter kit to start from, and there are some directions. But basically I wanted you to have at least 2 sprites, one of them being a text sprite. So I just want to show you that again. I want you to use motion blocks. I want things to move around, preferably within all 4 of the quadrants. I'll talk about that in a second. And then use of the purple looks blocks, and hopefully a change in stage. You don't have to have code that's exactly looking like this, but you do want to have code that changes how a character looks by using purple blocks of code, and one that uses specific go to and glides. Please send your characters to a specific location. That's what this X and Y is. And you can also add things, maybe perhaps have to wait, maybe have forever loops, all those good things. The last page, please save often. We did have some issues with saving yesterday, and a lot of people were awesome about it. Worst case scenario, you can always download your project and re-upload it. But if you just save often, that will save you a lot of grief. You might want to also add code to your stage, the background, so your background actually changes. So again, when you're working in Scratch, when you say File, Save Often, make sure that it's named something that you know what it is. And then you're going to have multiple characters. So down here, you'll see all your sprites in the lower right. You might have different code for each character. I would like each character to actually move. So again, that's just taking your character from one location. So I'm on this character right now. I'm going to say, all right, when I click the green button, go from here and then glide somewhere else. Okay, move him somewhere else and add that block of code. So as long as you have movement and somehow changing how it looks, when you run it, it should be okay. All right. So to add a second or a third sprite rather, just with text, if you hover here, you can add sprites from the library, but this one with the paintbrush, you can actually draw out your own sprites. So that's how I was able to use my text tool, and whatever you type in here would show up here. All right, so say that you've worked on your animation for a full 2 hours. It's really good. It's something that you want to share out with family and friends. Up top here, there's going to be this orange shared button. Make sure that you hit that. Therefore, other people can see your stuff. You don't want to give them the editor button. So instead, let's look at the project page. So if I click See Project Page, this is kind of what other people see. So you might want to explain what your animation is here. You can give yourself some credits, but really what you want to look for is this blue copy link button. When I click that, you have 2 options. You can simply copy the link and share it out on your portfolio. So if I highlight this, I can say copy. In another tab, I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and I'm going to find my technology portfolio that I started. Let that open for a second. If you have a very image-heavy technology portfolio, it will take longer to load, but that's okay. So far you just have a title page with your mission statement. Over here on the right, if you click on Pages and you click on this plus button, you can add a new page, and we're going to call that Coding. You can even call it Coding Basics because there's lots to do with coding. We're just going to cover the basics. So now I have a home page and a coding basics page. I'm just going to change this image right away by clicking change image and select image. I like to have everything, whatever the topic is, that's what I want the image to be. So you can just type like coding. I'm sure something will pop up, making you look super smart. So down below here where there's a blank space, if you double click, you can actually embed the link right here, this yellow option. And if you paste it, right, it'll say like you can't, but you can. So just say okay. And then it'll put the link there. But what's better to do, what people really like to do, is they like to use this embedded link. So if you copy that by highlighting it and saying copy, go back over to your page. And if you double click, when you click this embed, you want to click up here on embedded code. And if you paste it there, when you hit next, it's actually going to embed your project right on the page. So again, that might be something that you want to do. So somehow link your project so it's shared and people can get to it through your portfolio. And I'm just going to add a text box here and explain what it is. So I'll explain, I made a Thanksgiving Day greeting card using Scratch. Characters will move and change how they look to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Okay, so again, you can organize this however you want or format it rather. So if you highlight it, perhaps you change what the text looks like, but that looks great. So I'm just say coding basics, my first Scratch project, and because I made changes, I'm gonna hit this blue publish button. You're gonna see your old one versus your new one. So you just click publish again. Awesome. So now we want to make sure, double check that you shared your portfolio. So when you click this triangle button, you're gonna view your published site. This is the site, this coding page. You're gonna copy that for you and you're gonna share that out on the Google Classroom forum today. So when you go to Google Classroom, under the classwork tab, there's going to be today's assignment and you'll turn it in on that Google form. Okay, so there is a Google Meet today. I'm available pretty much any time today if you have questions on Scratch. I realize some of you had some interesting coding options or issues yesterday, but basically you can always click see inside. You can always save often. I would like you to get used to just coding and trial error. If it doesn't work, try something else. Please watch the videos and have fun coding. All right, thanks so much, guys.